Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a 19th century guide that's, believe it or not, incredibly relevant for anyone trying to communicate with purpose. Charles Spurgeon's The Soul Winner. And I want you to think of it less as a dusty old manual and more as a masterclass in how to persuade, connect, and, really inspire change.
So right off the bat, Spurgeon opens his work not with his own words, but with this quote. Think about what he's saying here. Changing one person's heart, one person's mind, is more significant than creating the foundational law of a nation like the Magna Charta for 1,000 worlds. It's such a brilliant move because it immediately tells you the stakes are as high as they could possibly be.
So let's talk about that phrase, winning a soul. I get it. It can sound a little strange to us today, right? A bit old-fashioned. But to make his mission crystal clear, Spurgeon starts by making a really crucial distinction. He tells us exactly what it isn't.
And this is where it gets really interesting because he draws this sharp contrast. For Spurgeon, this was absolutely not about sheep stealing, poaching members from other churches or groups. It wasn't about boosting vanity metrics, just getting names on a list to make a report look good. And it definitely wasn't about manufacturing some kind of shallow, momentary hype. No, the real mission was this much deeper, transformative process. You instruct someone in the truth. You impress its importance on their heart. And you guide them toward a genuine, lasting change.
Okay, so if that's the mission, that's the what. What about the who? Who is actually qualified to be the messenger? For Spurgeon, it all comes down to one thing: character. And he breaks the essential traits into two key categories: what's going on inside you and what people see on the outside.
First, let's look at the internal qualifications, the stuff he calls Godward. Just think of these as the character traits you have to cultivate when nobody is watching. This isn't about a public performance. It's about the very core of who you are. We're talking about real integrity, a deep humility where you recognize you're just the messenger, not the message, and a living, authentic faith. Spurgeon's whole point is that without this internal foundation, everything else is just an empty performance. Now, for the external qualities, or what he calls manward. These are the traits your audience has to see. It's not enough just to be sincere. You have to have evident sincerity. It's not enough to be earnest. People have to feel that earnestness coming from you. Your audience has to feel deep down that you believe what you're saying, that you genuinely care about them, and that you're not in it for yourself. Simply put, for the message to land, the messenger has to be credible.
And this quote just gets to the heart of it all. For Spurgeon, the engine that drives all of this persuasive communication is genuine, evident love. He argues you just can't be effective from a distance with some cold, analytical approach. You need what he calls a big heart, a deep well of compassion for the person you're trying to reach. It's basically the 19th century version of emotional intelligence. So we've got a clear mission and a qualified messenger. What about the method? What's the actual process for communicating this message effectively? Well, Spurgeon lays out this really clear three-stage process that honestly feels a lot like a modern marketing funnel. Step 1, instruct. You have to appeal to the intellect first. As he puts it, if we do not teach men something, we may shout, believe, 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 but what are they to believe, right? Then step 2, impress. Only after you engage the mind can you really appeal to the emotions, so the truth is truly felt. And the final step, 3, incite. This is the call to action, prompting a decision that's based on what's been understood and felt. And the crucial point here is that for Spurgeon, persuasive power isn't about clever tricks or marketing gimmicks. He was absolutely adamant that the method relies on one thing: the unfiltered power of the message itself. The messenger doesn't create the power, they just deliver it with clarity and with conviction. It's really the ultimate argument that content is king.
Now, this all sounds like incredibly demanding work, doesn't it? It requires intense personal development, a lot of emotional labor. So what's the motivation? What did Spurgeon see as the payoff that made it all worth it? He actually outlines 3 distinct rewards. The first reward is totally intrinsic. It's that deep personal joy you get from the work itself, from being aligned with your purpose. He compares it to the thrill a hunter or fisherman feels in the chase. The reward is literally embedded in the process. The second reward is relational. It's that profound connection and gratitude you get from people whose lives have been positively changed by what you're doing. It's the joy of seeing a real, tangible human impact.
And finally, for Spurgeon, the highest motivation of all was the belief that this work aligns with the divine purpose. The ultimate reward, he says, is knowing you're playing a part in a story that's so much bigger than yourself.
Ultimately, whether you share his specific faith or not, Spurgeon's Soul Winner is just a powerful framework for anyone trying to communicate a message that truly matters. It's a 19th century text that leaves us with a very modern question. In a world of fleeting influence and shallow engagement, what is the real power of a message that is rooted in deep conviction and genuine love?